So when we were young, we grew up in a family that was, creative. Our father was a film director. Our mother was an art dealer. We always had photography and art surrounding us. It was part of who we were. I studied art. We were teachers of photography and digital literacy in our early career. And when we started Lens on Life, part of what we wanted to do was bring people in other parts of the world into that family that we created, right? So into that environment that we felt, as young people, was purpose-driven in involving the arts, right? So from Africa to the Middle East, we had the ability to bring that family feeling that we had that was geared towards the arts and geared towards creativity to places where extracurricular and even, post middle school education wasn't even existing, right? So from the DRC to Iraq, these are places where post, 11, 12, grade, right? You're not going to be able to get an education. So providing that feeling that we had as youth in a creative environment was the real purpose to what we wanted to do.
Yeah, in addition, what the arts and specifically photography allowed us to do growing up was to problem solve and think creatively. That can unlock potential in parts of the world where there's a huge dearth of extracurricular activities. So the concept of giving someone a fish or teaching them how to fish, we believe that photography is that tool that can unlock a future that they don't have currently.
Yeah, so Canon has been, a real amplifier for us, right? We are a small organization, right, an NGO, based in the U.S. that has schools across the world, and Canon has not only provided us the tools, but has allowed us to continue our curriculum and what we do in a way that is vastly different than what we were doing before. We've been able to learn more about the UN SDGs. We've been able to bring in tools and curriculum that augment and actually benefit the teaching that we're providing. It allows our students to think differently. It allows our students to be part of a wider universe. Obviously, Canon is a big company. We have the ability to amplify the voices of our students, our teachers, provide them opportunities to travel the world, to speak at the UN, to speak in Doha, to do things that they would have never thought possible. It really allows us to amplify the work that we're doing on the ground.
With the Canon Young People program, Lens on Life is able to bring equipment, bring curriculum, and launch a course in the community where our students can now see the community around them through a different lens. And they can document their issues, their future, their beliefs and what they want to change around their community through this structure, through the SDGs, through this new piece of equipment now that will unlock an amazing potential for them as young students.
I would also add that YPP really does act as a megaphone for a lot of the students who might not have understood issues, related to things like sustainability and the wider SDGs. Understanding things like climate action, understanding things like decent work and economic growth. These are things that clearly are major issues in the communities where we work, but YPP provides a framework by which the students are then able to understand this and actually, magnify their voices in a stage that they previously didn't have. So when we got the news that we had, won the Canon category at the Global Good Awards, we were blown away. We put in a lot of work on the ground. We're always moving. We have brick and mortar schools where people are working hard every day. To get that recognition was really important for us. Not only does it allow us to, understand that the world sees what we're doing as being very powerful, it's actually really good for us to get attention to our programming, right? To be part of that network, to be part of something, bigger than just what we're doing is really important to us and allows us to kind of magnify things and get others to look at us and see what we're doing in real time.
The real winner of the Canon category Global Good Awards are our students, and it couldn't be possible without them. They're the ones. Their incredible ability to grow and improve their lives, their families' lives, and those around in their community is what this award is all about, and it's for them.
Sure. So when we start, our work with the Young People program, we take a student who is currently in Lens on Life and bring them into a different world. They understand photography, they've been taught, and when they launch into YPP, they are given an extra layer of not only equipment, of course, but also abilities and tools to understand the world around them. So they will come into the class. We've had Canon trainers and employees come in personally to where we work, whether that's in the Zaatari refugee camp or in the DRC. Students are able to listen to thought leadership. They're able to understand the world in a broader stroke through the network that Canon is able to provide. And then they go out and they shoot, right? So they have the ability to use the equipment to go out into the field, to document their voices through the SDGs after sitting in classroom and curricula by which they're able to understand the SDGs. Previously, they might not have been able to understand that, trash on the street or vast pollution was part of a UN SDG to change something, right? And now they have that ability to do that, and it's very beneficial.
It culminates usually as well in an exhibition wherever they are. In the Zaatari camp, it's right there next to the Lens on Life school. In Congo, it's in the city of Goma. So when a YPP workshop wraps up, the entire community gets behind it and comes and sees what the students created over that multi-month period in partnership with Canon and Lens on Life, and it's powerful. It can be a really, really heavy day when everyone comes to see what these young people created while they were involved with YPP.